Morning, I'm Joseph Salek, the music director here. And this morning I'm happy and pleased to be welcoming back Hans Booker. Hans Booker is a singer-songwriter and guitarist who writes about our deepest callings and challenges in life. Since a young age, he's had a longing to discover true fulfillment. When he was 17, he had an experience where his mind stopped while sitting on his back porch looking at nature. This shift revealed the peace and love inherent already in the heart. The songs he writes are about the power and depth of grace, music, love, nature, and peace. Influenced by his teacher Gangaji, the acoustic music he shares reveals what we desire is truly possible and available right now when we turn our attention to it. Hans is going to share 2 new songs of his. Please join me in welcoming Hans Booker.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to be back here.
Good morning, Hans.
It's really a pleasure to be here again, and I'm happy to share some new music with you. This first song I'm going to play is a song that I had a moment of feeling very grateful and feeling overwhelming joy and gratitude for life, and so I ended up, which I often do when I feel something spark up like that. I often write a song, so this song is called Thank You. When I call, breeze in the light, and all the moments held together in that timeless heart of peace, and all one together we are. There you are, lying with it all, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. With all the grace, with all the grace. Thank you, 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 thank you. So many souls have given so much, gifts of love beyond any measure, that brings us all to the heart of hearts. And there you are, lying with it all, breathing in, breathing out, with all the grace, with all the grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We can wear massive lies hidden underneath the disguise. Underneath we are exposed with the vulnerable heart of gold. Ring sweetness burns, the embers of life range. Sweetness burns, the the embers of life rich. There you are, alive with it all, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Where of all the grace, where of all the grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
Thank you. Good morning, every day.
Good morning.
Woo! Woo! Well, clearly, everybody who has had something to say before I got up here, they got the message. So, I explained last week that the theme for the entire month is celebrate. And why is that?
Because it's your birthday month.
Because it's my birthday month. Actually, that just gives me a good excuse to make my daily attitude public in other ways. And last week we talked about celebrating your life when?
Every day.
Every day. Exactly. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to share with you the inspiration for this month's titles. There is a singer-songwriter by the name of Daniel Nahmad, and when my first experience of Daniel was a number of years ago at a gathering that was held by CSL at this extraordinarily breathtaking property called Asilomar in California. And there was this guy sitting at a piano on the stage, and he was rehearsing, and he was singing this song, Celebrate Your Life Today. Great and joyful things will come your way. Open up your heart and soul today. Know that God has made you whole. There will never be a better day to celebrate than when? Today.
Today.
And even though I haven't even heard that song for quite some time, it somehow lives in me. I don't know. It's like systemic somehow. And when I was thinking about the titles for this month, there it was. There it was. Showing me the key phrases that really needed some attention right now in all of our awareness. So today is great. Oh, by the way, in case you forgot, I'm Rev Ann Rea, and I get to serve with and for and as this phenomenal community that is Everyday Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So today is about great and joyful things. And even on a good day, it can be hard to find a great and joyful thing. Get it?
Sometimes.
You know, we can have, or someone else in our life that we care about can have stuff going on that really doesn't look like a great and joyful thing. And so, how do we manage that? How do we stay anchored in our thank you that Hans so beautifully gifted us with? How do we stay in our thank you? How do we stay in our gratitude? How do we stay in that wonder of great and joyful things, even though they aren't obvious? How do we do that? Or is it just a, woo-woo, new thought, fabrication? What used to be called the spiritual bypass. You know what a spiritual bypass is? It's when we look at something that is difficult or scares us or is painful, and we say, well, it's okay, God's got this. It's one thing to say God's got this. It's another thing to feel it. It's another thing to find the comfort in that knowing, in that moment. I know that there are people in this room right now that have some very heavy things on their hearts. And what I also know is that God has this. God has you. Because you're the this. Not because God has the thing, because the thing, whatever it is, or the person, whoever they are that. Even though it doesn't necessarily make sense when we say that there's one life, there's one power, there's one presence, and it is all one, and it is my life, and it is your life, and it is all life now. It doesn't make sense necessarily that that includes things that we would rather not have happen or exist. But if it's all one, tootsies, it's all one.
Right.
Tell him, sister.
It leaves out nothing. So the very interesting thing about that is that right at the center of an impending surgery that is intended, of course, by all to go perfectly and to resolve something that has been going on now for years and years as an actual mistake that happened to be made in another surgery. There's still that underlying little something, you know? There's that underlying question, what if? What if? Someone that we know and love, and this is both of these things that I'm speaking about happen to be true for people in this room right now. Someone that we know and love was just literally out of the blue diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Out of the blue. And you know how fond I am of out of the blue. But when it comes to things like that, it doesn't seem like something to be so fond of, right? It's not what we mean. It's not what we want. It's not what we want for them. It's not what we want for their family. It's not what we want for ourselves. And yet, there it is. So where is God in that? Right where you would expect it to be. Right at the center of everything. How can that be? You know, if God is such a hotshot, you know, if this universal energy, if this spirit is so all, then how does this stuff happen, and why doesn't it get fixed? Great and joyful things? Are you kidding me? Nope, I'm not kidding. I have no idea the circumstances underlying either the diagnoses or all of the events that led up to the many surgeries. I have no idea. I know what I see with my eyes, and that's it. That's all I know. All my head knows.
Yeah,
All my intellect knows.
yeah.
And wouldn't my intellect be so happy to see this universal presence just sweep in and make this dramatic change, whether it's in the lives of these people about whom I'm speaking, or in events that are happening here as well as elsewhere in the world. Wouldn't I, intellectually, just love it? Wouldn't you just love it?
Yes.
Yes.
Wouldn't y'all just love it?
Yes.
But that's not how it works. And this is one of the greatest challenges in practicing our philosophy. We are asked not to understand intellectually, but to know with our inner wisdom at whatever stage we're at in terms of catching this philosophy and making it our own. Because believe me, everybody in this room is in a different place with that. And they may be in a different place, y'all may be in a different place with that than you were yesterday or than you will be this afternoon. You're certainly in a different place than you're going to be when I'm done with you. Anyway, there isn't one of us. I'm going to go out on a limb here. In fact, I'm going to go out on that limb, on that tree, right outside the window behind Stephen, that I know will hold me. I'm going to go out on that limb. Exactly. And I'm going to say that there isn't a single one of us here, no matter how deep our faith and no matter how consistent our practice, doesn't at least occasionally wish, hope, desire that this one spectacular life that has created all that has ever been, that has created in yet to be realized all that will ever be, doesn't just swoop in and save the day. Somewhere in each of us is this little tiny or not so tiny wish that that would happen. That's okay. It's okay. And let me just take this to its ultimate outpicturing, if you will, to its actualization. So let's say this fabulous life, spirit, God, universe sweeps in and saves the day. What have we given up?
Freedom.
We've given up freedom. We've given up free will. Whether it's our day or somebody else's day, we, by saying, okay, here, you do it, and I'll just hang out. We have given up those precious things that we have been granted as our means to revealing that life as us. We cannot reveal that life, that one life, that perfect intelligence, all energy. And I'm saying that very intentionally because there are people in the room who need more energy right now.
Yes.
And what I want you to know is that it's right where you are. Every bit of energy, every bit of vitality, every bit of everything, including what you don't want, is all available right now.
Yep.
I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot to take in. I know it's asking a lot to say, come on, come play in this sandbox with me, where everything is possible, where we no longer in the reading of that Patty did this morning of one of the principles, where there is no longer discord anywhere. How would you like that?
Yeah.
How would you like that just for a day? No longer discord anywhere. What do you think it takes for that to be actualized? Great, Stephen. Surrender. By whom?
Not yourselves.
And by the people who believe there has to be discord,
Right.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Because if no longer anyone believed that there had to be discord, you know what magical thing would happen? There wouldn't be any discord. You have to have somebody to argue with in order to have an argument.
That's right.
Great and joyful things. Great and joyful things. No discord. What a great and joyful thing. Okay, so we can talk about this theoretically, and we can all have a good time. But what do we do with it? How do we make it work? How do we use it? How do we make it practical? Practical.
We have to commit and invest.
So Patty says, who is just one of the many authorities in the room, Patty says we have to commit and we have to invest in it, to it and in it. And I would add one it, as. We have to commit and invest not only in it, but as it.
Yes.
Because the things we dream, our heart's greatest, fondest, deepest desires, everything that seems possible and impossible is already available. And just because there are those who don't know that, that doesn't make them bad and wrong. And it doesn't make us all right either. We can only be us. We can only activate and allow and reveal our own highest self. We cannot do it for somebody else.
That's right.
Even I can't do it for somebody else. We have to do it for ourselves, and then we have to sustain it.
Right.
Now, I don't often have to on you, or should. And this is not a should. I'm just giving you the keys. I am the vehicle in this moment through which you can hear and feel, I hope, the potential that each one of you carries.
Right.
You want no more discord? Then don't have it.
Right.
Right.
Don't be it. Don't participate in it. Let's say you get into a conversation with someone that has differences of opinions about some things. Great. Your job, my job, is to make room for that difference in me.
Right.
Just to hear it. Just to listen. With respect. Even though it is completely counter to what we feel, believe, are convinced of, it doesn't freaking matter. It is another person's opinion. If people stopped finding reasons to argue, there would be no arguments.
Amen. Right.
Amen.
And I'm not saying for everybody to agree. That's not going to happen. We're each unique, fabulousness in our own right, entitled to our opinions, entitled to what we deeply believe, entitled to everything that we hold precious, entitled to live this life in a way that enhances our life and all of life around us. Everybody, regardless of their opinions, regardless of their beliefs. You know, in the class that I will resume teaching in a week or so, Ernest Holmes says, we take no argument with any religion.
That's right.
We take no argument with any teaching. It's not like, well, you know, if you were a religious scientist, then you'd have it all dialed in. No, that has never been our philosophy. That's never been our practice.
Exactly.
Our practice is that what people believe that serves them is worthy of our respect. It doesn't mean agreement.
Right. Mhm.
However, that's a little bit of a slippery slope
Yes, it is.
because we cannot agree or we can disagree and at the same time judge.
Mhm.
Really? Is that what they think? It's a very slippery slope because by means of our upbringing, by means of our life experience, since we've been on this planet, there are lots of ways and reasons that we can sort of slide this little bit of judgment or criticism in about our fellows. So I'm going to remind you again. All one,
Mhm.
no exception. And anybody that happened to pop into your mind when I said no exception, them too. There's many things that we don't understand.
That's right.
And we may or may not, as we go on, and as we practice being our highest and best, trying to figure out what in the world is going on with somebody else's choices, somebody else's life, somebody else's experience. Do you know what? That is a totally unsatisfactory waste of time. I'm not saying all wastes of time are unsatisfactory. What I'm saying is that when we're focused on somebody else's lane and what they're doing with it, we're wasting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and we don't even know it because they're going by, they're just whizzing by because our lives are filled with them. They're just whizzing by because we're focused over there
Mhm.
or we're focused out there. We're not focused in here. And this is the only place we can make a difference.
Right.
You know, there's that control thing. And boy, is it tempting. God, you know, it's like if you have a favorite candy, or you can remember from childhood, raiding the cookie jar when there was a particular cookie that you knew had just been made. Control is like that. Tasty. And it seems, oh my God, it's so clever, control, because it seems possible. It seems like if we can just figure it out, then we can control it. And then we can, this is how it goes. And then we can figure out how it should go from here. And then we can figure out how it should go from there. And our life is happening here. While we're over here dancing around, trying to manage something that is not ours to manage. Darn it. You know? If only. Wouldn't it be great if we could just manage it all? Well, I want to tell you, we don't want to manage it all. We don't want to. Managing this is enough.
Yeah.
Doing my part to manage this in the highest way I can, in the happiest way I can, in the most grateful way I can, in the kindest way I can, in the most generous way I can, in the most thoughtful way I can, in the most loving ways I can. That's enough. It's enough. And it spills over.
That's right.
You want to change the world? Start here.
Right.
Period, the end. And so it is.
And so it's
So I thought I'd share the song. It's a new one I wrote called Sweet Ocean. I'm not really sure since we're so far away from the ocean, but it's metaphoric, so it's kind of one of those songs that I wrote that I think the meaning will continue to reveal itself as with time. So. Sweet ocean, 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 live and flowing, live and flowing, live and flowing. Over them rocks and down to the sea, it's flowing, flowing free. Proving that soul reveals its own, proving that soul reveals its own, in that life flows. Oh, when waters break free, oh, when waters break free, it's alive, alive to see. Sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean, live and flowing, is told in the waves. Oh, that story is told in the waves as she crash free. Looks like a separate song to sing. Looks like a separate song to sing as it all breaks free. Sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean, sweet ocean. Live and flowing, live and flowing, live and flowing, live and flowing. Oh, when the waters break free, oh, when the waters break free, oh, them lights in the water shine, oh, them lights in the water shine as it all shines free. Oh, that artist got that soul. Oh, that artist got that soul as it all breaks free. No time wages, love and soul. No time wages, love and soul as it all shines free. Sweet ocean, sweet